All right, welcome back here to Complex Sports CN here in Broussard. We're at Boston Cephalina with you on this broadcast for the Division 5B Championship matchup between the number 2 seed 9-1 Maccabees and the number 7 seed the 7-3 Dirty Dogs. Both teams set played in the regular season back in Week 9. Maccabees escaping with a 22-19 victory. Turnovers played a huge role in that contest. Dirty Dogs quarterback Jacob Souls was picked off 3 times. Maccabees quarterback Shimmy Khan's picked off 4 times. Still got the win, however. Obviously, championship game, right? Turnovers are key. We saw in the last game we just did together. How much do you think turnovers will play a factor in this game? Again, 2 quarterbacks that like to air it out, but definitely have problems protecting the ball sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's obviously going to be the problem for both quarterbacks, protecting the ball. They're both playmakers, right? Both these quarterbacks are playmakers. Just got to cut it down. You got to find that line, right? Like, are you too much of a playmaker and then throw the ball to the other team? Or can you reel it in just a bit, make the right decisions, and get your team a championship win?
And with the Dirty Dogs, obviously, they have the Souls brothers. There's Noah, there's Carter Souls, there's Jacob Souls. No strangers to the FPF community, and some of them no strangers to the rules committee as well. A couple of suspensions earlier this year and that. We'll see what happens going forward in the future. How much of a factor do you think discipline will be in this contest quickly before we go to the field?
Well, it has to be a number one factor. I mean, like, you can't
First snap of the game here.
Can't take 15-yard penalties. Here we go.
That's a quick early snap there. Throw by Jacob Souls, number 8, Matthew Cadogan. So Cadogan, a reception on the left sideline. Good for about a gain of 7 there. So setting up 2nd and 3 now for this Dirty Dogs offense.
A classic first play in a flag football game, which is a hook to your wide receiver for 5 yards.
Pass by Souls over the middle. Nice tackle, though, in the open field. So a gain of only about a yard there.
What a play.
They're
going to come. No, they'll come back to that. I guarantee you. But what a tackle.
So the Maccabees wearing the double blue. Dirty Dogs wearing all black. Souls gets a snap, throws to the right-hand side. Hits his brother Carter. Souls Carter takes it up the right sideline and over the middle for a first down.
Yeah, so Maccabees are going to allow them to kind of move the ball. They're going to play off, allow them to move the ball in the open field, and then do what they did in that first game, which is like pick them off down in the red zone.
So ball being placed now just past midfield, about 3 yards past the blue dot there that Jacob Souls is standing on. It identifies midfield. Souls gets a snap. He looks to his left. He goes there. Pass. Oh, flag on the play. Catch by Cadogan, but flag on the play.
There might be
here.
Offensive pass or 2 flags.
No, that's just the other one's a spot marker.
Spot. Yep, offensive pass interference. It's on the slot, coming across field, making contact with the defensive, the nickelback or the halfback. So that'll push him back.
Officials for today's game: Julien Prue on the right-hand side, Jason Leclerc on the left, Tara Mrakage, the head referee in the middle. You see signaling the penalty to the respective sidelines. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now. For Souls, he gets the snap. Number 22 looks to the left. He's a man over the middle, off his hands. And I tell you what, Steph, that's the cardinal rule as a receiver, especially a guy wearing a Cooper Cup jersey, a Rams jersey, and obviously with the Seahawks. You got to catch the ball first before you start to run with it.
Thanks for that, Brent. Definitely.
Is that not a rule? Am I wrong?
You're right. Number one.
I mean,
rule
I don't know. I did a couple of games yesterday with Kwesi Gordon, who I'm doing some games with later on. He said that's the cardinal rule number 1 for a receiver. Pass the end zone, intercept, not incomplete.
The DB turns just to see what's going on, and the ball is in his lap. And that is a huge play not made. Oh.
Yeah, so that pass is intended for Noah Souls.
I will say it hits him as he's turning his head. Like, he had no idea what was going on. Obviously, you'd love to see him reel the ball in, but that could have been a big play in this game already.
So Souls gets the snap. Lucky not to have turned over the ball in the last play. Pass to the right-hand sideline. Wide open receiver. And for the touchdown, no, first down, stopped short of the end zone, was number 2, Carter Souls.
Yeah, look, every time they need a play, they can throw the ball to the sideline, especially to the best receiver. Run your concepts over the middle of the field, see what you have, and then late in the down, like we just saw, throw that ball to the sideline. You know, you're getting off corners the whole game. Now we'll see how they change. Maccabees change up their defense now in the red zone.
So first and goal now for the Dirty Dogs. Souls gets the snap. He looks to his left, and is that intercepted?
Intercepted.
2 players have their hands on the ball. Let's see what the officials decide. The officials not coming together. All 3 officials talking it over now. Now, let's take the instant replay here. I mean, I think it's an INT, as do you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's close enough to simultaneous that they could give it to the offense. I would love to see it given to the defense because I think you got to reward a good play like that.
So they're saying touchdown.
Like, it's simultaneous enough. I think that the defender got there first, but it was close enough. And without the replay,
Right. So
I'm not sure what would happen if they would challenge it.
So right now, so it's going to be, so they're saying it's short of the end zone, actually. So that was Noah Souls, the receiver, and Jordy Melnick, the defensive back. So they're saying the ball was just short of the goal line. Souls rolling to his right, throws to his left.
Yeah.
The ball is caught. Touchdown! So dangerous. So always throwing across your body is a dangerous idea, but I mean it works out there for Souls. We can see on the replay, rolling to his right, throws a bit across the body over the middle. I think that's Massimo Rosati with the catch.
What a catch! Oh, he's in. He's in.
So don't forget an FPF. It's only 1 foot you need to have in bounds to consider it a catch. So 6-0 lead, 1 point convo here. Trips to the right. Souls going to his right again. Back across his body once more to the left, and that ball falls out of place. So 6-0 lead for the Dirty Dogs over the Maccabees.
It was a long drive, too. 6 minutes, 6+ minute drive. Slowly matriculating their way down the field. And I think if you're Maccabees, you're looking at it saying, like, hey, we had 2 balls in our hands defensively on that drive. Like, let's just catch those balls, and we can win this game. But we'll see what they can do in offense now.
So Maccabees being led onto the field by their quarterback, number 1, Shimmy Khans. 38 touchdown passes in the regular season, 11 INTs. 4 of those, as I mentioned earlier, coming in the Week 9 game win, I should say, against the Dirty Dogs. Playoffs, he has 11 touchdowns and 3 INTs so far, completing just shy of 50% of his passes. There's a fastball over the middle. That's caught nice move. And then a second one. Looks like that was Jordy Melnick, and it is number 99 on the reception. First pass of the game for the Maccabees.
Yeah, and so this is going to be their offense. They move the quarterback a lot, and even when they don't move him on the snap, he is a runner. That's the offense. Like you said, not a high completion percentage, but there's a lot of big plays in this offense still.
So second and about 3 right now for the Maccabees offense.
Wide splits.
Khans gets the snap, fakes to his left. He's rolling to the right now, throws it back to the left. He has Matthew Fixman, number 7, on the grab. Good for a first down.
So and that's the hole, right? It's cover 3. The hole is underneath the safety. Basically, if the safety's going to play deep, then you're going to throw the ball underneath the safety. Now, what they do that works is because Shimmy's not like the tallest person in the world. He'll move, he'll roll out and create the angle so he can throw it back to his snapper in that void.
So chips to the right now. The receivers line up to the right-hand side of the quarterback. He's a center on and out. Drag on the knee, pass in the middle. It is intercepted. Noah Souls with the INT. Flag on the play, though.
I think it's after the catch. Illegal contact after the catch.
You're right. Yes, an INT forced there by the Dirty Dogs. They're going to get the ball at the 10-yard line and an extra 5 now, so they get the ball at the 15 because that penalty is going against the Maccabees.
Trips, you run guys across the field. He has the first crosser open, doesn't throw it, and then comes late after rolling out to the second crosser. But the safety was playing that the whole way. Not a great decision by Shimmy Khans.
Yeah, bad decision making indeed by the quarterback. So again, as I said, Dirty Dogs starting with the ball now at their own 15-yard line instead of the 10, which would be the case after a touchback. But again, a 5-yard penalty helping out now, making the field a little bit shorter for the Dirty Dogs. Here's a deep shot by Souls to the end zone. Just out of the reach of the intended receiver.
I assume he was throwing to the outside receiver, but that should be a touchdown. They caught him in cover 2 with the half deep. What do we love versus cover 2 in the half deep? 2 verticals. They got it. They called the right play at the right time. Just got to convert it.
Yeah, so not sure who that pass is intended for, as you talked about, right? 2 receivers pretty much in the same area, which is usually never a good thing. And luckily for the Crazy Frogs.
Usually not.
Pardon me, luckily for the Dirty Dogs, I should say, didn't result in an INT. Now 2nd and long now facing their offense. Jacob Souls gets the snap, goes to his right, gets flushed to the left. Little fastball up in the air, and it's picked off. So we saw the pass go off the body of the receiver, plucked out of the air by a waiting defensive back. And now, after having a turnover of their own, the Maccabees get the ball back just before midfield.
So like I said, like Maccabees are like, hey, we've touched the ball on defense a lot so far. So if we can just catch him like they just did, we can stay in this game. Now they got to make better decisions on offense. But now, Shimmy Khans, he's seen the defense now. He's seen a drive, made a bad decision, but now he's back in it. Still 6-0.
So about 5 yards short of midfield. Pass the Melnick over the middle. He gets tackled after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on. Yeah, 6 on the play.
Same play. They're going to start, they're going to try and start every drive with like an easy throw here. It's pretty much their bread and butter play, with the center running a little whip back to the quarterback and hooks on the other receivers.
Snap. Khans looks like he's going to run. He does. Gets tripped up at the last second. Oh, he's lucky. His header just avoided the knee of
That could have been a flag.
Noah Souls. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Maccabees thought there should have been a flag for sure. Yeah, it might have been an inverted trip, actually.
Okay.
You said a player come down and make the tackle. I think the quarterback's foot just ended up getting tangled up in the player's leg.
But he doesn't get the first down.
No, yeah. About half a yard short.
3rd and absolutely nothing. 3rd and millimeters.
3rd and millimeters.
But they just ran, so he's got to throw the.
Yeah,
he's got to throw this football.
Exactly. In FPF, you cannot run on back-to-back plays. Khans gets a snap. He looks
Nice
to the
play.
left. Post is open. It's caught. Touchdown. Maccabees. Lewis Epstein, number 12, gets his team on the board with 8:22 remaining in the first half, and we're all tied up at 6 apiece.
There it is. Safety plays low. Cover 2 with the corners deep. Nice read. Nice throw. Touchdown.
So the Maccabees now going for the 1-point convo here. Looking to take a 7-6 lead. So Khans giving some last-minute instructions to Epstein. Getting the player who just got the touchdown to tie this game up for the Maccabees. Khans gets a snap. He looks to his left. Face goes to the right. He has a lot of room and a lot of time. Pass across his body. And it falls incomplete, intended for Matthew Fixman, number 7 of the Maccabees. We are all tied up at 6 with 7.5 minutes of counting remaining here in the first half.
And look, at the end of the day, like Maccabees are going to be in this game if they can't stop the quarterback run. Now, not necessarily the quarterback running for yards, but the quarterback breaking contain and making plays like this. Obviously, in the red zone, still made a tight window, forced them to make a tight window throw. But that's going to be their key here in the game is stopping Shimmy Khans from breaking contain.
And I'll surprise you that right now the Dirty Dogs are having a bit of trouble doing that. Again, Dirty Dogs and the Maccabees, I'll finish my thought after this play, pass to the flat to Massimo Rosati. Rosati takes it up the left-hand side, but he gets tackled by Melnick. A gain of about 8 yards there on first down. So setting up now 2nd and short. We make it 3, so again it's 7. Both of these defenses, and the Maccabees and the Dirty Dogs, they tied for the number 1 spot. They both let in 165 points in the regular season. Basically, it's an average of just under 17 points a game. How surprised are you right now that the Dirty Dogs are having trouble containing Khans, or getting after him, I should say?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's a fast player. Like it's tough to contain him, but that's the key in the game.
Here's Souls now looking to get the ball off. He can't. He's sacked. Good effort right there.
And we can see the difference. So when Dirty Dogs can just take the time, when the first or second receiver, the primary or secondary receiver is open, it's all good. Once that rusher gets closer and closer to the quarterback, we see issues. We see errant throws that lead to interceptions, and we see sacks. And that's, look, the rusher quarterback duel is the underrated thing in every flag game, and we're seeing it play out like that in real time right now.
So the sack there by number 6, Justin Strinkler, pardon me, getting his first sack of the game. Nice corner route by Souls.
Nope.
He got one foot in.
Nope.
No, he didn't. You wonder here maybe if the Dirty Dogs going to challenge that. Souls definitely thought he was in here. Don't forget in the finals you are allowed to challenge. Souls jumps up. No, his right foot came right down the line. Good call there by the official on the sideline, Jason Leclerc.
Big play now. Big play now. Now you're just going to play off if you're Maccabees. You're going to play a cover 3. Yep.
Souls gets the snap. He looks to the right. He's going deep. He has a man. Touchdown! Noah Souls with the catch, rather Carter Souls with the catch. And the Dirty Dogs retake the lead.
Corner was caught he almost makes the play, but the corner was caught. It was a go route and a seam. He plays in between the two. The thing is, it's a tough play. Obviously, it's cover 3, so you're going to run your verticals, your 4 verts to one side of the field. You want to play the outside receiver and then on the ball come in and play the seam, especially because you have safety help. But he plays too far inside, and it's a touchdown.
1-point combo here. Oh, and it's juggled by Souls in the back of the end zone. So a beautiful goal route we saw there from number 2, Carter Souls. So the Souls-to-Souls connection is alive in this game. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get the 1-point combo.
Man, that touchdown is so big to keep them in. Well, not to keep them in this game, but take the lead in this game. When the drive was not looking too good. Not a great looking drive, and then you hit a big play, and that's flag football.
And I want to ask you, so you see the snapper right there, number 7, Matthew Fixman. He was a corner on that play. At least to me, it looked like he just misjudged the ball because he tried to bat at it. He was in position. Looks like he just misjudged his timing. So Fixman now on the snap to Cons. Cons looks to his left. He goes to his right now. Pass over the middle. Off through the hands of Jordy Melnick. He was open momentarily but couldn't squeeze the ball.
Same play to start. They're just going to run that play every time they have a 1st and 10, basically. And so if you can get like a drop or an overthrow on that 1st and 10 play, which is like really should be an automatic 4 or 5 yards. If you can get a 2nd and 10, I mean that puts you in a great spot if you're Dirty Dogs.
So 2nd and 10 now facing the Maccabees, down by 6 with just inside of 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Brent Bach and Steph Galina with you live at Complex Sportif CN. Pass to the left sideline. That gets hauled in for a minimal gain. That was Sternkler.
2:50 left, clock running. Like they have a lot of time to go down the field and score this. I don't think they're really thinking about that. They just got to keep it simple. That's their thing. Like throw the hooks, do all that stuff, take the big chance when you have it. I think there's probably some opportunity. Now I think the safety plays pretty deep on this Dirty Dogs team, as you can see. Now he's moving up a bit. Moving up a lot.
Chance now looking to run, throwing across his body to Melnick. Melnick gets tackled, so that's going to be a first down, despite the pass being a little short of the marker. And that's what I talked about before, Seth, before we started this game, right? Discipline, being smart, right? And we see Souls right there, number 1, not being smart on that play. Yeah, you give up the completion, no problem, that happens. But you can't tackle the guy to the ground. You're giving free yards now to your opponents.
Yeah, you can't tackle people in flag football. That's kind of the thing.
Hence why it's flag football, right?
Yeah, kind of the thing. Yeah.
So first down for the Maccabees.
I would like them to take more shots once that safety comes down. You see that safety come down, like automatic. I'm not even thinking I'm going down the field. The second the safety comes down.
So first down, Maccabees just past midfield now. Matthew Fixman, the snapper, and his quarterback have one last word now. Fixman in position. He snaps the ball. Cons going to his right, throwing across his body to his snapper and Fixman. Small gain there.
I see again. So that's their, again, like partly their bread and butter thing. Not exactly the same play we've been talking about, but that center on that whip route. But the safety's so low that even though he makes a catch, he gets tackled right away. So you get like 2 yards or whatever.
Oh.
Man,
Pick up about 4, maybe 5
yeah,
right there.
so once that safety's low, got to go over top.
Fixman with the snap to Cons. Cons goes again to his right, throws it right to Fixman again. That was close right there, I'll tell you, Seth. That one was almost knocked away.
About a 3-yard gain. Same play. No, look, I'm not saying they can't like go down the field like kind of 3-4 yard, 3-4 yard gains, but eventually you get a bobble, you get a drop pass, and it makes it tougher. So here's the trips again.
The trips to the right. The rusher's gonna have to reset there. Rosati, he goes offside. Khan selecting the run. Is they're running out of bounds. So the penalty is gonna be on the Maccabees for running in the red zone. Now in FBF, the red zone pretty much starts from like the 8-yard line and in. The quarterback there, Cons, having a lack of awareness right there. He decides to run, and that's a penalty. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty against. Actually, no, they call it just a loss of down there. Yeah. So no yard, just a loss of down against the Maccabees.
And the biggest issue there is when you go on 2 and you get the rusher to come in. When you go on 2 and get the rusher to come in, you don't want to run right away. You're losing the advantage that you had from going on 2 and getting the rusher offside.
So fourth down. Again. Fourth down now. Again, that loss of down play is huge right there. So trips to the right of Cons. Cons goes to his left, looking to the end zone, pass over the middle, stretching to get the first down. Will they give it to him, though?
Yeah.
And it appears they will. So that's Lewis Epstein with the crucial first down for his squad. So 54 seconds remaining, well, 46 actually on the clock here. So the clock will start running at the whistle. Right there, Mackage, and there you go. There was the whistle. 40 seconds of counting remaining. Cons gets a snap on first down, goes to his left.
Oh, nice throw.
Nice catch by Epstein. Touchdown, Maccabees. Epstein, his second of the contest, ties this game up at 12-12.
That's great timing. Great. Look, it's simple. You pick a defender to key on. Pick a defender to key on, especially on the goal line. Well, anywhere on the field, but especially on the goal line. And just if you throw the ball on time and accurately, good things are gonna happen.
So the Maccabees now going to take a 1-point lead, going for the 1-point convo. Looking to make it a 13-12 score. Will they do so? Let's find out. Cons to the left again. Pass it over the hands of the intended receiver. And that was Epstein again, going back to his favorite target. So with about 35 and a half seconds remaining in the first half, we are all tied up at 12. Right now, Steph, obviously the Dirty Dogs are going to get the ball back here. Do you expect them to take a deep shot right away or try to march?
I would don't have to take it right away. Now, I think the main thing is you want to get out of bounds. You want to get first downs to stop the clock. You don't want to have to use timeouts in the first half. You know, it's a tie game. Like, yes, you want to score on every possession, but at the same time, you don't want to waste timeouts because you might need them at the end of the game.
Souls gets the snap, and he's looking to hit that sideline.
Just like that.
Yeah, nice catch getting out of bounds was Cadogan. And Ray Matthew Cadogan with the catch. Looks like that's going to be enough. Yeah, enough for a first down. No, actually, they're calling it short, pardon me. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 now. Julian Pruitt, the official on the right-hand side, giving some instructions, telling the receivers from the Dirty Dogs to back up a step. Souls going deep to the corner route. He was looking for Noah Souls, but just a little off target, about 2 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, they've tried that before in the corner, and it was played pretty well there by Maccabees, playing cover 3, kind of vicing that route. But I get the decision to throw it down the field. At the end of the day, you don't want to, like, always just settle for underneath routes, especially with there's under 30 seconds left, but maybe you could have thrown underneath.
Souls gets the snap here. He has two players open short. He gets one of them. That's a snapper over the middle. Rosati, nice catch by him, falling down while making it.
So the clock stops, so that's okay. You got to go quick in the huddle. Under 20 seconds left. Clock will run right now.
Yep, it's whistled in now by Terra. 19 seconds of counting. So I believe the Maccabees thought it was an offside against the against Dirty Birds, but that pass is hitting the wall out of bounds. So 11.4 seconds remaining on the clock here. Second down for the Dirty Dogs.
Yeah, and honestly, like what I really like that play is the quarterback breaking contain, and there's people open when you break contain, and he hasn't done that as much today. And if he can, if that's the game, if he can play that game when things aren't open right away, because they're playing so far off. Maccabees this whole game has played really pretty far off.
Pass to the left-hand side.
Only
Kadugan with the grab.
Bounds. Nicely done.
Yep, he just got out of bounds.
Yep.
Saw Melnick coming over to make the tackle, but he couldn't do it.
And I got to give Maccabees credit. They've been, both teams really on defense have been changing their coverage, not keeping it cover 3 every play, rotating their safeties, making it difficult on these quarterbacks.
Souls gets the snap. He looks to his right. He rolls to the left. He has his target. Touchdown,
That's
Dirty
huge.
Dogs.
That's huge. .3 seconds left. Look at the replay. This guy's coming across the field on the drag, waiting, makes a move. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if he can make these plays with the rusher near him, because we saw earlier in the game some bad decisions when the rusher was near him. Now the rusher's near him, knows where he's going with the football in that drag, gets in the end zone.
So Carter Souls getting into the end zone by about a yard or so. Second touchdown of the afternoon for him. So again, the Souls to Souls connection is strong once again in this game. And so what they're arguing right now, so you see
close,
a D flag right there.
I'm not sure.
So if you're the Maccabees, you could challenge that.
You could absolutely challenge that.
I'm not sure why they're not doing it right now, to be honest. I think that was
the issue is we might not have the angle for it. I'm not sure. You'd have to have the angle right down the line. So
1-point convo with 10, pass to the back in the end zone, hits the wall, goes incomplete. So there's an 18-12 lead with 2.3 seconds remaining on the clock. And Steph, I got to ask you, obviously, right now the
huge
momentum.
Play, man.
Yeah,
That's such a huge touchdown. They're going to get the ball back in the second. No, Maccabees get the ball. So, yeah, now you have the lead at least for Maccabees to get the ball back. I mean, they'll try for a Hail Mary, I'm sure. I guess they could just take a knee here, but I would just throw it down the field.
I was going to say, throw it
It's
down the
championship
field.
game, stats don't matter.
You can either get a Hail Mary, maybe get a pass interference call. You never know.
Get the strong arm quarterback in there. Trips. Everyone's going to go down the field.
Yeah,
See what happens.
Trips to the left right here for the Maccabees.
Oh, boy.
Oh, false start call against the Maccabees.
Boy.
So now they're going to start this drive, this final play, instead of at the 10, now at the 5-yard line. Yeah, this end of the first half has not gone the Maccabees' way, to say the least, in the last 2 to 3 plays. So, yep, final play of the first half. And so base formation now, 2 receivers to the left and 2 receivers to the right of Shimmy Khans. Khans gets the ball, and he's just going to run it. Able to break on tackle. Yeah, he gets tackled at about 10-yard line, and that'll do it for the half. And let's hold on here. Is there a penalty coming up against the Maccabees? Oh, yeah, time wasn't blowing in. Thanks to Walter Berry running the instant replay booth. And so up.
And
I guess time was blowing in. All right, so that'll do it for the first half of action here in Brassard. 18-12 is the lead for the Dirty Dogs. This first half has pretty much been the sole show, if you will. All three brothers making a contribution, but none bigger than the Carter Souls. Again, 2 touchdowns in the first half, and that one we saw about 3 plays ago, giving the Dirty Dogs this 18-12 lead. What are your impressions of the first half?
I thought it was a pretty good first half. Like, 2 really good teams. Obviously, they're championship quality teams, and it's a game that is going to come down to conversions. Have not seen a conversion yet. I think both teams have the ability to move the ball down the field. I do think there are mistakes to be made in the second half by both quarterbacks. We've seen it before. Like, you talked about it pre-game. The last game they played, 7 combined interceptions. We've seen some interceptions already. So it's 2 things. It's holding on to the football, because if they hold on to the football, they can drive this ball, both teams. And then it's getting the conversions, because we are at 0 conversions out of 5. 1 could make a difference in this game.
And keeping with this offensive theme there for a second, so obviously we've seen the Dirty Dogs take a couple of deep shots, and it's worked out well for them, right? Getting at least 1 touchdown via the deep ball. The Shimmy Khan's led offense in the Maccabees, a lot of dinking and dunking, no real big shots. What do they have to do maybe to open things up a little bit for their offense?
Well, like I said, I think more post. We saw 1 post for a touchdown. Really nice ball for a touchdown on the post by the outside receiver. I would say more post by the inside receivers. That safety is starting to creep down. Once the safety creeps down too much, you throw the post by the slot over his head for a touchdown. That's how they're going to create their big plays. Now, have they moved the ball and scored a touchdown on a drive where they kind of dink and dunk? Yes. But there's some good athletes on the other side of the field who can make you pay if that ball gets tipped in the air, if you make a bad read, something like that. So I think that they're going to have to find ways to be explosive, like Dirty Dogs has been. And if they can do that, they can keep themselves in this game. But this drive to start the second half is super important.
Yeah, definitely super important indeed. And again, as you said at the top, right, these are the 2 best defensive teams in Division 5B. They both let in exactly 16.5 points a game. So right now, obviously, the Dirty Dogs have given up more than 16 points. They've given up 18, but again, it's a 1-score game, 18-12 lead for the Dirty Dogs over the Maccabees here at the half. Quickly, what do the Dirty Dogs need to do to win this game?
Well, I think they're in a great position. I think it's just really just like, hey, if I'm getting attacked as a quarterback, if the rusher is on me and I haven't made a decision yet, like, don't make a bad play worse. Take a sack, throw the ball away. As long as you don't make a bad play worse, I think they're going to be in a great position to win the game.
And the Dirty Dogs, obviously, we talked about, obviously, a few seconds ago about opening up their offense, but what do they need to do to not only tie the game, but to get the W here?
Yeah, there's plays for them to be made on defense, like I said. So catch the ball on defense, and then, like I said, just get a bit more explosive on offense. I think you don't want to live in the world where you're dinking dunking against a team that has some pretty good athletes on defense.
So will the Maccabees find that explosion on offense? They start the second half with the ball. Let's find out. Khans gets the snaps. He goes to his right. A little hook shot there of a pass to Melnick, who breaks a tackle. Almost a second one there. Gets tackled just shy of midfield, but picks up about 8 yards. Maybe call 9 on the play.
Same play to start. I would just, I mean, it's tough in the moment. I would just play man on 1st and 10 and then play to the defensive left of the snapper and then let him run into you and then cover everyone man to man if everyone's going to run a 6-yard hook.
Second and short now facing the Maccabees offense. Khans goes to his left. He's going to run it there. Picks up more than enough for the first down and gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
And look, he can beat the rusher kind of whenever he wants. So, keep doing that. It's just going to be like, hey, if you're going to keep doing that and getting, 8 yards, 6 yards, whatever, can you score in the red zone? Like, can you convert once you get closer to the end zone? They've been doing it so far, and we'll see if it continues.
So fresh set of downs now for the Maccabees offense, just past midfield. Khans gets the snap. Quick slant pass there to Melnick. He gets tackled right away by Rosati. So Massimo Rosati, usually a rusher. He's been one of the best rushers in all of FPF last couple of seasons. He's usually rushing in some of the lower divisions like this one. But now playing some coverage now, we're seeing. So a little bit of versatility being shown by number 0, Massimo Rosati.
And again, like a 1st and 10 2-yard play, but they're okay with it. They're obviously comfortable running this type of offense. That's why they're here. That's why they've had such a good record this season, and we'll see if it continues. Here's Trips.
Trips to the right. Cons gets the snap. He's going to run to
What
his
a
left.
play! Oh, he didn't get the sack. Oh man. Oh, I thought he got the flag.
No, so pick up of about 2, maybe 3. Actually, a little bit more than that.
But again, I think you're okay if you're Dirty Dogs. Like it's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, well, pick up, I want to say maybe about 3-4 yards right there. Either way, not enough for the first down.
You just got to be wary of that same play to the snapper or to the slot on the defensive left.
So base formation now, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, and the snapper, of course, in the middle for the Maccabees offense. Cons gets the snap. He looks to his right now.
Nice play.
Pass to the end zone. Epstein with the catch. Fixman, rather, pardon me, number 7. Matthew Fixman with the catch, number 7. Same route that Epstein had before on that post. Now Fixman running one of his own. Good for the touchdown. We are all tied up, 18-18.
Safety's down. Where's the ball supposed to go? Back in the end zone. Great play. You know, they haven't run the snapper that often. They have. Hasn't been thrown to yet. The snapper on the deep corner. A really, really nice call in the situation. Here it is. Conversion. Big conversion right here.
Neither team has been successful on any of the conversion attempts so far in this one. Maccabees with a trips left as they're going for the 1-point convo from the 5-yard line. Cons rolls to his right, and the ball gets caught.
Do have flags on the field. Two flags on the field.
I definitely saw a hold on the defense.
It's going to be pass interference on offense, I think. Oh,
rusher interference. Yeah, so that conversion will be wiped off the board. So the rusher, the snapper and Fixman interfering with the rusher for, for the Dirty Dogs, and number 1, Noah Souls. So for those of you unfamiliar with how it works for the rusher has to be 1 yard to the left or 1 yard to the right of the center, but he has a clear line to the quarterback. Even if the center is doing an out route or a hook, he or she has to make sure that they're well clear of the rusher. You cannot interfere with the rusher's path to the quarterback, and that's what we saw right there by Fixman on number 1, Noah Souls.
And so the converse is no good. Because it's rusher interference, so that's it.
Right, yeah, that's exactly it. So we had that happen yesterday during one of the championship games. You might be thinking at home, well, I mean, if the defense elects to decline a penalty, wouldn't the convert be good? Because, again, there was a reception made on the convert, but in FPF, how that works is for that convert attempt, even if it's caught and as good as it was on the play, the rusher interference penalty wipes everything out, and it ends up being an incomplete pass.
And we are now 0 for 6 on converts.
Yeah, so that's going to be huge. I mean, it's a
one-score
game.
The team that gets the first convert might win this game.
So after the penalty, the Dogs start with the ball at their 18-18 game. And that
nice
pass knocked
play.
away. Fixman, good defensive back down right there on the pass intended for Rosati.
He baited him. He plays a little bit. You can see he's going to play a little bit on this snapper after the ball, and he comes back. Oh. Just enough. Just enough. Really nice play. Catches the touchdown, makes a great play on defense.
And we have a member of the FBF family, Iggy, in the house, coming down from Toronto. It's always great to see him. All right, so second and long now, facing the Dirty Dogs. Souls looks to his left. He's going deep. He has a man open. Penalty on the play. It's caught for the touchdown. Noah Souls with the TD catch, but what's the call here?
It's roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer penalty against the rusher. That's number 6 for the Maccabees getting the penalty, and that's going to be Justin Sternlacher, the rusher.
And again, this is the difference in this game and why Dirty Dogs is able to be explosive, because the quarterback with a rusher in his face is starting to make really great decisions. Not only was it in his face, he interferes with him, and he's still able to get the ball with a lot of juice on it down the field for a big play. Now, if he hurt his arm, that might be a problem, but it looks like it should be okay. I assume they'll go for 2 from...
Go from 2 from the 5.
Oh, looks like maybe 1.
0 from the 1. See Tara Makic, they're talking to Dirty Dogs just to make sure, giving them all the options and letting her know what they want to do here.
At the 1 yard line, they take it from the 1 yard line.
Yep. It's going to be 5 from the 1 here. So 24-18 lead. Dirty Dogs looking to make it 25-18. Pass over the middle. It's caught. Flag on the play, though. Julien Prue calling a penalty, saying PI against the
Maccabees,
defense.
yep.
So did the player get into the end zone? I believe he did. Seeing the replay there. Nice fastball right over the middle, caught by the receiver.
Really nice play. In, out, in. Nice play.
The referee's huddled up right now, talking things over. So the catch on the conversion was made by Carter Souls, or pardon me, by Noah Souls, rather, number 1. So the convert is good. So what they're doing with the penalty now, instead of the Maccabees starting at the 10-yard line, the 5-yard penalty will go against their offense now. They're starting at the 5-yard line.
2 point. Not only was
Yeah,
the first
combo.
convert a 1 point convert, it was a 2 point convert, and that is so big.
So 26-18 lead now for the Dirty Dogs. Deep shot by the Maccabees, all through the hands of Jordy Melnick, and he is beside himself right now. He can't believe he dropped that pass.
And like this is one of the problems. Now they're like, okay, if their offense is dink and dunk, then okay, like you gotta kind of live in that world. Like you're not done yet. Just because you allowed a touchdown and 2 point conversion, like you don't have to go deep. Like they don't have the offense to go deep. Like the spacing on that concept was not very good. Ball placement wasn't very good. So like, hey, keep it simple. Keep it to your offense. Yes, I would love to see more explosive plays down the middle of the field. Sure. But read the safety, make it simple on yourself. Don't force balls down the field.
So second and long now facing the Maccabees. Time still on your side. 11 minutes left in the game, but a big sack there. Massimo Rosati hunting down Shimmy Khans for a loss of, looks like right now, maybe only about 1 yard. But still, a sack is still a sack.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, so on the first play, they went deep, sure. So you know on the second play, they're going to go back to their bread and butter. And what did I say? It's a great play versus that bread and butter with the center running the whip. It's going to be man-to-man coverage, and we saw it there, and they were able to get the sack, and that's a huge play. Now third and about 15, 16.
So the Maccabees literally in the shadow of their own end zone. Here we go. Khans gets the ball, rolls over to his right. Throws a deep ball, almost intercepted, knocked down by Cadogan. That works so well. 4th and long now facing the Maccabees offense. I mean, normally if this is a bit closer of a game, a 1-score game, maybe you punt here. But again, and that's actually what the Maccabees are going to do. And so, Sep, do you agree with that call right now? Listen, 10 minutes or so remaining in the game. Do you agree with the punt call here by the Maccabees?
Yeah, probably. I don't think they have the offense to get the ball down the field, and especially as Dirty Dogs has switched up to man-to-man coverage. Like it's going to be tough for you to convert a 4th and 15 against off man-to-man coverage. Like that's not how they're built. Don't love punting and flag, but it is what it is.
So getting the ball just before midfield now. The Dirty Dogs. He beat Jacob Souls, number 22, rumbling and bubbling down the right side. Pick up of about 4, maybe 5 yards on the scamper. And also, don't forget, Steph, so right now, in terms of why you might want to get your defense, get your offense off the field, but your defense on, the Maccabees only have 6 players playing in this game. They don't have any subs, whereas look at the other side, right? The Dirty Dogs at least have 2 players on their bench. You can keep guys fresher when you have someone that can come off the bench. For the Maccabees, it's 6 up, and that's it.
This is a huge drive in this football game.
So the ball just past midfield now for the Dirty Dogs. Souls awaits the snap. He gets it. He looks to his left. He's going deep. Corner route is open. It's caught out of bounds, though.
Same play. Same play.
Pass intended for number 1, Noah Souls. That play has been money for most of the afternoon here, just not on that play right there.
You know, one of the issues with the Maccabees defense is they're playing off initially, except they're not getting depth after the snap. So you can still, so even though they're playing off, it looks like they're playing off like pre-snap. They can still get behind them. We've seen that time and time again of players getting behind the Maccabee defense. And this quarterback obviously has a strong arm for 5B, and that's helping a lot.
Jacobs goes over the Souls rather goes over the middle. Tanner for Cadogan. That pass just a little high and behind him.
Fourth down.
Fourth down, yeah, exactly. Fourth down now in about 5, maybe 6 right here, just past midfield for the Dirty Dogs offense. If you're Jacob Souls, what are you calling for your offense right here?
Well, I actually like the last play call running the slant, just to kind of get some yards. So we'll see. I know you won't go back to it. Obviously, you're trying to get your best receiver. I would say run a hook by number 2 right at the first down. He's going to run a drag.
Crosser there to Cadogan. Does he make it past the first down marker?
Got it.
He does. Official on the right sideline, Julien Proulx on the call. Good individual effort right there by Cadogan. Let's look at the replay right there. That crosser avoids one tackle.
Yeah, he's close. Honestly, we're never going to get a great angle. To me,
I mean, that might be the best angle we get right there. So we see his right foot actually crashing into the pylon on the sideline. I'm not too sure. Yeah, that's actually a good call. So Terry Macker's overruling Julien Proulx, saying it's not a first down. His right foot made contact with the marker. The marker's out of bounds. That's why it's about half a yard, an inch or so short, a couple of inches, short of the first down marker. That's why the Maccabees are getting the ball back.
I thought he stretched the ball, but it's going to be tough to overturning a spot in flag football. Flag football isn't built for challenges, especially when it comes to spotting the ball. Because remember, it's the ball.
So we're seeing a second replay right here again. So we see the drag by Cadogan. He gets past that first tackle attempt by Khan, so he's stretching the ball, but I don't think he stretches it far enough because he's falling to his right? He's trying to stretch the ball with his left hand. He needs to have that ball in his right hand.
So the question for me is, like, the call was overruled on the field. So right now it's a turnover on downs. Can you make an argument?
So there you go. See, his right foot comes out of bounds. The ball has not passed the first down marker yet. Great call. Great call. No, that's a great call right there by Terra.
I think it's too close to call. You can't. The angle of our.
The Dirty Dogs have challenged right now, so we see Walter Berry in the running the instant replay right now. That's why we have a stoppage of the game. So we see Jason Leclerc giving a warning to the Dirty Dogs sideline. Definitely never afraid to let their voices, their opinions be heard on anything that happens on the field right now. Even a couple of their.
The problem is with our angles that we have, you cannot overturn this because the only angle that would allow you to overturn it is right down the line. And so if that's the case, the call on the field is turnover and downs. It should be turnover on downs. Now, if the call was on the field, the original call of a first down, then you keep it first down. But I think it's just you can't change this with these angles.
Don't forget we have the Division III championship game coming up next between the number 2 seed and 9-1 backfield penetration taking on the number 4 seed 8-2 Stoics.
Like, to me, that's past the first down. I understand that they might not change it, but to me, that's way past the first down.
Again, you got to remember though that foot.
Yeah, but look at the shadow. Look at the shadow.
Yes,
the ball is way past before the foot comes down.
Yeah, you might be right there. You might be right.
Unless the flag is out. Now he did get the flag. So when does the flag?
And that's it right there. So did Jordy Melnick
get the flag? Or was that his glove? I can't tell. Well, Walter Berry gets paid the big bucks to do this, so we'll see.
Yeah, so again, backfield penetration taking on the Stoics. Division III championship on the line. Alessandro Barazzoni, quarterback for backfield penetration. He did make All-Star this year. Tell you that game coming up next is not going to lack any athleticism. Nick Gropini, Emerson Peterkin, Tyson Peterkin, Anthony Lazera, a lot of big players, big-time players, I should say. A lot of playmakers on both sides. Looking forward to that game. Has a chance to be the game of the afternoon. So not yet. So now the replay is saying first down, Dirty Dogs.
It's the shadow. The only way you could tell was on the shadow of the ball.
So the drive continues now for the Dirty Dogs. And I got to tell you, Steph, right now, looking at the clock, there's about 6.5 minutes and counting remaining here in this contest. But that delay maybe slows down some of the momentum for the Dirty Dogs.
You'll take the first down, though. All right. You'll take the first down.
Souls goes to the right. He has a man open in his zone over the head of the wide open receiver. And Souls telling his receiver, instead of backing up the way he did, he should have just jumped up and caught the ball.
Good read, though. After the first 2 drives, I mean, this quarterback has been lights out.
Yeah, Jacob Souls, of course. Yeah, and that's just a missed opportunity there. They could have added to the lead, but Souls tries to do it again here. Another corner shot to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Dirty Dogs. See, Souls, they're never afraid to go to that corner run. Went right back to it after the last play. And a good job by the receiver getting in front of the DB and coming down with the grab. And that is, you guessed it, number 2, Carter Souls.
Yeah, just take your one-on-one. That's what it comes down to. Your receiver goes up and makes a play. It's a nice ball, too. I mean, you put it in a good spot. Going for 1.
Yeah, 1 point convo now to make it a 33-18 lead. For the Dirty Dogs, will they do it? Let's find out here. Maccabees trying to get a stop, and we get a sack. So stopping the bleeding right there was Sternlacker.
Sometimes when you're playing quarterback, you know, Souls has had success breaking the rusher in that exact way, but he was doing it based on, my receiver wasn't open. Sometimes when you play quarterback, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to break the rusher, and then I'll see what's happening. And it's like when you predetermine you're going to break the rusher, sometimes that happens.
So the Maccabees get the ball back now. They're going to have to move and move fast. 4.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Deep shot coming up. No, rather shot to the sideline. Hitting the intermediate. Good decision there by Cons. Receiver with the grab. Gets the ball past midfield for a first down. That is number 88, Ryan Rotholds.
And they're going fast now. It's just smart. Go fast. Don't huddle. Sugar huddle. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So the ball just past midfield now for the Maccabees. Cons gets the snap. He looks to his left, pump fakes, goes over the middle. He has a man open. Fistman off a couple of hands. It's picked off. Carter Souls got a touchdown a few plays ago. Now he has the INT, and with just under 4 minutes remaining in the contest, I think that'll pretty much do it. On a flag here. And and that is the Carter Souls that most people know here in this league. Makes a great play. And I have to say, I could be mistaken here. My apologies if I am. So there was Jordy Melnick in there for the Maccabees. He was definitely jawing at Souls. Yeah, no, I was right. Yeah, it's against Carter Souls. Yeah, the penalty against Carter Souls, so gestural conduct against him. He's going to be out for the next 10 plays.
Yeah, and really this is a situation where when you put 3 receivers in the same area and you're still trying to throw the ball there, bad things are going to happen. It's just a play design issue there. Now, obviously, they have to take a shot down the field. They do, but really just a play design issue.
So Souls gets to stand now deep in his own end zone at the 1 yard line. Deep shot over the middle. No one home intended for Cadogan, but that was well out of his reach and short.
He's got to throw it to the sideline. Like, it's a touchdown if he throws it to the sideline. But it is what it is. I get that they're trying to end this game right now with one play. I think they'll get a completion here on this play, but I actually like the idea of going down the field on the 1st and 10 play.
So the OCs against Carter Souls, he's out for now 9 plays. So an objection to conduct comes with automatic 10-game suspension from the game. 10-play suspension, pardon me. Catch over the middle. That's brought up to just shy of midfield.
Yep. 1st and 10, 2-minute warning.
Catch made. I think that was Ethan Giuseppes. Yeah, so some of the numbers, and doing a couple of these championship games, a couple of finals games, a lot of the numbers change. Pardon me, actually, that wasn't this episode. That was number 4. Fortunately, there's no number 4 on the roster on the website. I'm going to make a guess and say perhaps that was Ryan Campbell making
Just
the grab
make up
there.
a name.
No, I'd rather not, but anyways. First and 10 now. Oh, penalty, false start going against the Dirty Dogs here. Another flag was thrown too. I wonder. So Jason Leclerc, the referee on the left-hand side, he threw the second flag. Will that be another penalty? Another discipline penalty going against the Dirty Dogs? Or will it just be the false start? Yeah, objectionable conduct. So that's going against Noah Souls now. So both Noah Souls and Carter Souls on the sideline. And we see the fans here supporting the Dirty Dogs are upset with the Souls brothers as well. So Noah Souls has 8 more plays remaining for in his objectionable conduct, and now it's 10 plays. But Carter Souls with 8 plays remaining, and now Noah Souls joins him with 10 of his own. So that depth that I talked about before is being tested. So now the final 6 players for the Dirty Dogs on the field right now. Souls electing to keep his foot on the gas, goes deep, Cadogan caught, touchdown, Dirty Dogs! See Carter and Noah Souls running onto the field. They are not allowed to do that. Luckily, the officials did not see that. Now they do it the last second. They wonder if another OC is going to be tossed right here.
That's a catch.
Yeah,
nice
Cadogan with the catches.
Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice catch.
So
yeah, you talked about the discipline nature of this. It did happen. It's just that it happens when they already had a two touchdown lead late in the game. Because if this would have happened before,
they're calling the game. Yeah, smart move right here. 20-point lead. So the Dirty Dogs are your Division 5B champions with a 38-18 walloping of the Maccabees. Yeah, so a 20-point win by the Dirty Dogs over the Maccabees, despite all the foolishness. Let's be honest, that's what it is. From 2 of the 3 Souls brothers, they get the W here. You talked earlier about how the performance of Jacob Souls, how he was good up until obviously throughout the entirety of the game. Just if you could elaborate just a bit more on his performance, what exactly did you like out of his performance today?
I think just being able to throw down the field with pressure in his face that's what won him the game. And in general, it was just the ability to make explosive plays versus the other team that could not make maybe one play down the field, the touchdown on the post to the outside wide receiver. Like that's the only explosive play that they had, and even that was only like 15 yards. So big difference in like that's how you win football games, is winning the explosive play battle. We saw one team hit a bunch of explosive plays down the field. Like I said, it felt like the Maccabees were, yes, they were playing off, but they weren't really moving their feet after the snap, letting guys run behind them, and that's the difference.
Again, staying with the Dirty Dogs here again, explosive plays, right? Matthew Cadogan was a deep threat all game long. He burnt the Maccabees defense. We talked about all 3 Souls brothers. Again, the quarterback, Jacob, Noah, and Carter, the receivers going deep early and often on this Maccabees squad. When you look at them in their totality, though, offensively and defensively, now, again, they're your Division 5B champs. Do you think now they can maybe make that jump to either 5A or perhaps Division 4?
Yeah, I think for sure they can make a jump up, whether it's Division 5A or Division 4. They're athletic. Quarterback can really play. He'll go through some growing pains in the higher divisions, but I think seems like he can figure it out. And so, yeah, I think they could definitely get up to the higher divisions.
And for the Maccabees, where did they go from here? Definitely not the offensive showing they wanted. I mean, their defense, again, like I said, tied for tops with the Dirty Dogs, again, letting in only just a little short of 17 points a game. They gave up 38 here. What do you think they need to do to kind of regroup and get better after today?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, Shimmy Khans is a good quarterback. When he can't beat the rusher every play, it gets a little more dangerous. And so they just need to find ways to manipulate the defense into giving them open receivers down the field. And like I said, like the last interception is them 3 receivers in the same area. Can't have that. Got to have better play design.
Okay, so we're waiting obviously for FPF President Jeff Rosenblatt to give the MVP award and award the Division 5B Championship trophy to the Dirty Dogs. Again, your Division 5B champs. We're going to throw it down to the sideline now to Jeff Rosenblatt. Here we go.
We're back on field level, day 2 of the roadshow. We have the Winter 5B champs, Dirty Dogs, with the captain, Massimo. Your boy's going to grab the trophy everywhere. Massimo, pretty good game. How does it feel to be a champion right now?
It feels great. Like the team played awesome. We had a good opponent. We just played hard and just left it all out on the field.
Seemed to be a little of a chippy game, maybe a few OCs here and there with the boys during the season. Something you guys are looking to clean up in future seasons with FPF?
Yeah, I think we just need to learn how to keep our emotions inside and just play ball. Work on that in the future, but I'd rather our guys play hard than play soft, so
For sure. For sure. You guys are a great team. I think just trying to get those emotions in check will be good for you guys in the future. And we have the MVP, Mr. Carter Souls. Carter, obviously a serious talent, and you're playing with your buddies. I know you guys are a super emotional bunch. Tell me, how does it feel to be MVP of the game?
I mean, it feels great. I joined this team late in the season, but we put in a good second half season. We put in the work, and I feel like the whole team deserves this. You feel me?
I do feel you. Hey, we got our Winter 25 5B champs. We got the Dirty Dogs. This is a team to look out for in the future. We got the Souls brothers and all the other boys. It's gonna be a ride for these boys in the future. Let's take it back to the booth.
All right, so there you have it. Carter Souls being named the MVP of the game. I mean, he didn't get to play the last couple plays of the game due to the OC, but he definitely made a huge performance on both sides of the ball in this contest. Seth, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's a worthy MVP. I honestly might have given it to the quarterback, his brother. But with the interception on defense, that was a huge, I think 2 interceptions, 1 interception? Anyways, big plays on defense, obviously huge plays on offense, going up and getting the ball deep down the field, running the drags across the field. Like, it was a very, very good performance. Honestly, it was a complete performance by a lot of those players on the field, and they deserve to win it.
All right, so the Dirty Birds avenged their regular season loss to the Maccabees by winning the Division 5B championship with a 38-18 victory over the Maccabees. Congrats to the Dirty Dogs. For Seth Galina and Brent Bakken saying thanks for tuning in. And don't forget, up next, we have the Division 3 championship matchup between the number 2 seed, Backfield Penetration, and the number 4 seed, the Stokes, coming up right here on Facebook Live and YouTube. Stay tuned.